Hello. Here at Nabbott's Infant School, we've been developing technology within the curriculum. All year, the children have been using technology, working with technology, designing and making things. Children are natural explorers. They're natural inventors and designers, and this we have developed within our curriculum. The week that we've put together here is for parents to see what the children have been doing in school and to work with them. In the hall situation, we have built a journey into the future. We have here the flight deck of the Starship Enterprise. We have computers set around the hall with the concept keyboard, the turtle, the control box, and many other items for the parents to work with the children. We also have our Moon Cafe, so you don't have to work all morning. You can have a nice break halfway through. Around the outside of the school, we have an outside trail, and on that we have kite flying and making, we have bubble designing, we have designing with construction materials, and pumps and water. As well as these trails in school, we also have outside agencies coming and working with the children in the classrooms. We've had the Fossil Man, we've had the designer from the computer centre, we have the police divers in school today, we've had drama in the library, we've had kite making and flying, and all sorts of interesting people to come and help the children. I think the value of these weeks is not only for the children and the parents, but for the staff, because the staff learn a tremendous amount in working together and putting this week together. So we hope you're going to enjoy going round our journey into the future, and we hope that next time you'll come with us back in time.
We're going to talk about something this morning called, well, you tell me, what's it called? I won't ask Laura because Laura will know, but what are they? What are they called?
Fossils.
Fossils, right. Now, we're going to talk about fossils because, and I've been absolutely amazed in your school here, looking at what you've got in the school, but you're going to be doing this week what? What's it called? What's that in the hall there? It's called technology, the future, space, machines, computers, all right? That's in the future, all right?
I know.
What we're going to talk about is something that happened in the past, all right? Now, before I start talking, you've got to do me a favour and give me about 10 minutes and be nice and quiet for me and listen to what I'm going to tell you. After my talk, after my little chat, then what we'll do is we'll spread out around the floor here, and I will put the fossils, which are all real fossils, onto the floor, and then they're for you, all right? You can do some rubbings with them, with wax crayons, some sketching, some tracing work, all right?
That's right.
You'll be able to do it. Yep, you'll be doing it again, Laura, so you're very lucky, all right? Shh, I'll keep that quiet if I was
I'm
you.
only still 7.
Right.
October coming up.
Let's then start off, and as I say, this week you're doing about the future of space and technology, but we're going to start right at the very beginning. Right at the very beginning. And this is about, just very quickly, I'm going to show you this picture here. Because this is what Earth, this planet on which we live, this is what we think it looked like right at the very beginning. More than years ago, 4,600 million years ago. All right? There's the Earth where you live on now. It was this great big red blob in the centre there, this great big ball of bubbling hot rock. All right? Okay? Inspired. And it sort of formed from, it was made from this sort of huge cloud, if you... Well, it's cloud. It's lots of rock and stuff we call gas in space. And it formed this ball, this red ball we call... What's our planet called? It's a lobster. Right. You want to keep walking around in circles, you'll get dizzy, won't I? I'll actually will, so I can't see what you're doing. That's it.
How you like me? No,
It takes some, you've got wax down, take wax down. Right, I'll get you a ball.
What can it do?
Is use images that come through the camera, right? And then they're going to go into this box here, which is connected to the computer. And the computer's going to turn them pictures into a language that it understands. And what we've also done is linked it up to the big television so you can see clearly. Now what we've got on the floor a piece of coral, and we've what's known as digitised it. And then we've asked the printer to print it out, which is down there. So if somebody like to go and get another fossil, and we'll put that underneath. Yes, go on, you get up then. Alright, we'll put this one. Okay, so we've got a big picture. Can you see all the lines of where its shell would have lain? And these, I think you'll find, are probably all little legs. And that's happened where the animals died in the rocks, yes?
No.
And soil from the sea has gone on top of it and pressed harder and harder and harder and pushed the animal into the rock, isn't it? And that's why we've got a print. Right?
Hello, big picture.
Okay, so what we do?
Shall we make a badge? What sort of badge shall we make?
Blue buggy badge.
Right, who's going to draw it? Would you like to draw it? Crayons? Some yellow, that's nice and bright. Is that hard to colour in?
There's more than 6.
Just some more in a minute. Put them there first. You need your drawing. Which one should you put? Piece of cellophane on the top. Right. Just slide that round. Do you have to pull down? Down really hard. That's it, now let go. Disappeared. My hands. Put it in there upside down, the other way around. That's it. Slide that round. Hard. Now let go. There's your badge. To make something that will help us travel on the moon. What do you think that will be?
Moon buggy. Moon buggy.
A moon buggy, that's right. What do you think a moon buggy needs? Could be a space buggy, yes. Right, how will it be able to travel? What will it need? It can need wheels, yes. What else?
It'll fall down in space.
Yep. Oh, we wouldn't want to fall down in space, would we? No. What else would we need? A camera. A steering wheel, good.
A blade or some wings.
A blade or some wings.
In case it goes through, you have to fly back on.
Right, yes, that would be a very good idea. Anything else we need is to find yourselves a box from over there, and then we're going to turn it inside out so it's much easier for you to paint and to cut. Okay, so choose your box, any box that will be your moon buggy body. Well, you have done wonders, Jerry. You've been really, really good. That's splendid. Now, do you even do now? And just do that so that you can put your 4 other triangles on there. Do that. Good boy. Okay, you've all got to. Oh, you don't need to turn your box inside out, so you're away straight away. Right. That's right. Hang on just a sec. Can you put that on there and hold it really tight and draw around it with the right? Okay. Those of you that have got a box, we're going to turn it inside out. So can you just open the top? Down the side here, same colour. Well, you've made a moon marking, a moon patch here. Do you want the pattern to continue down here? No, right. Is there anything else you want on it before we... No. Well, we'll spray in a moment, all right? Yeah, no, well, we'll choose one in a moment. Okay? Not yet, not yet. We'll do 2 together. Put it down for a moment, we'll do 2 together. Right? This is magnificent.
Not the red. I'll get the red.
Good.
I'll get you all the colours.
No, just the red. Everyone's done that before. Everyone's done this all the way round. That's lovely. The first one.
I need the red.
How are we doing? Right, we're going to make a spaceship today. Do it in the colours you'd like to. And then we're going to print it on the printer. And then we're going to see the picture, how it comes out.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you'll be able to see how it's come out on the paper. I saw them do it. Right. Oh look, there is legs. That's one. Okay. And you've got to come down. Look at that. Isn't that lovely?
All right then, Kevin. We've got to do on this table now. Look, it says, we're thinking about planning and making. And we're going to make a pop-up card to send back to Earth. Shall we make one? Yeah? Now, what would you like to put in your card? Would you like to put a rocket? And a spaceman? And what about a star? So, OK. So if I draw it and cut it out, and you colour it...
I used to live in an area of the world called Papua New Guinea, and we had drums there, very similar to that tall one. What's your name? Samantha, can you lift that tall one up there? Lift it down so you can have a look at it, thank you. Thank you very much. And come and sit up here. There we are, you can sit up with me. Now, in one country that I lived, they had drums like this and they called them kundu. And they had very big ones that they were like parts of tree trunks that were hollowed out, and they hit them with sticks, like that, and they called them garamut. And when I used to live in Papua New Guinea, we went to visit a village, and as we were walking through the rainforest, we heard... Can you make that sound on there? Okay.
heard sounds like that going through the rainforest. Why do you think I heard sounds like that?
Because it was dark forest.
Yes.
And all dark forest makes that noise.
Wasn't the forest making the noise? Who do you think was making the noise?
Some people.
Some people. Why would they be making that noise?
It's the drum.
They would be using the drum. Why would they be using that drum and making that noise in the dark, dark forest when I was going to visit them? Why do you think they would be using that?
So you can listen to them.
Yeah, made a nice sound so I could listen to them, so that's one really good idea. Any other ideas?
So you knew which direction to go?
Yes, that's another really good idea, so you can sort out which direction to go in.
Now, let's have a look. First of all, and if you put it on a flat surface, when you put it on there and then bend down, you can see properly. We'll just put that to one side. You think you can do it? What are you doing? Not on this side. Whoa!
You don't drop his video in us. Sit down. And it's making a bit more.
Very, very dangerous.
My one, the red ones are dangerous.
Yes, the red ones are very dangerous, but the trouble is when you turn them off, they go back to that colour and they're still hot, aren't they?
Mine's started. We've got a okay. Come on, quick. Can you check We've got 27 hours now. So, I think I say wiser, they might get a bit smaller.
We'll see what we
We could make... Someone found another tea towel. Found another tea towel, have
You found another one, right, now then.
But that's...
Probably will take a little while to melt.
That's a lot. You've got a big bag. I'm just squaring it around.
We might use both, so...
Oh, they are delicious. Oh my god, I can't. We don't need to go out and take our little today. I can't help me. Well, I can't hold that much longer.
Really nice and squidgy thing. You want to use all...
Nice and fat.
We'll all get nice and fat if we eat these, won't we?
Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah. Because we've got lots of little
First of all, can you all press your lips to a little hole like that? Breathe in hard. You're going to pop one. Right. Could you all hear something when you did that? What did it sound like?
Like the wind.
Like the wind. It's a very good description. Because that's what you've done. You've made a little wind in your mouth. What's the wind made out of? Does anyone know? Air. That's right. So you've proved that there's air around your head, haven't you? Yes? Where else does it go? Where else is there air? Outside, yes. All throughout this room, isn't there? Yes? But if we were in space, would there be any noise if you were out in space and did that? No, no air at all. Right? Now there'd be no air for you to breathe, and there'd also be no air for sound to work with. So I could be standing here and talking to you and you wouldn't hear a thing. That's what it would be like. Right in space you'd hear nothing at all. Yeah? So we're going to talk about sound and air. Now, what I've done here, I've got an old wooden box, nothing inside it, right? There's something inside it, air, yep. A piece of wood and a string. Right, a note. Can you all see the string shaking? Do you all want to give it a twang? Can we start from this end? Come up and twang it a bit. Right. Good. Any more twangers? Yeah. There you are. Yeah. And they're a bit tighter. And another wooden box. But this nearly looks like a musical instrument. Guitar, it does actually, doesn't it? You could strum it all round. Woo. I don't know what this instrument is. I found it in the museum stores, this one. It's a little bit like a guitar. Now, I can make these strings longer and shorter by moving the piece of wood up and down. If I twang that one, that's a nice sort of note, isn't it? And I'm going to make that string shorter. Much higher. Yeah? If I do it too high, so I won't do it too high. Now, here I have got another string. This time, you can see the flex going to it. It goes to a little electric motor here. Can you all see? I move it around to you like that. There's a little motor there. Instead of going round and round, that motor jumps up and down. I'm going to start it jumping. Are you watching? There it goes. Can you see it jumping up and down? Now, can you see what's tied to the motor? There's a string. Except it's a stretchy string made out of rubber. It's bouncing up and down, isn't it? Yeah? Now, as I move this control here, would anyone like to try moving it? Yeah? Come on then. You first. Move it that way, just a little tiny bit. And watch that. What's happening to the motor? It's going faster, isn't it? Yeah? Would anyone else like to try that? Just make sure. Yeah, come on then. That's right. Faster still, isn't it? Come on then, try it and see. Right, it's really speeding up now. It's hopping up and down like nobody's business. Now, I shall make it go slower again. And then do that, make it go faster, very, very gently. Right, it's doing what it was before. Doing something a bit different now. Can you see what it's doing?
It's making a shape.
It's making a shape. How would you describe the shape? Yeah. It is like glasses, isn't it? Yes. It's got a curve that way, up that end, and a curve up that end. Now what's happening is that this string is being shaken from this end, and there is a sort of a wave travelling down the string, up over the top again, bouncing on the end of here, and down there, up there. So all the time it's shaking, there's a wave going down, up, like a zigzag. Yeah?
What happens if you put that thing right the way that way,
Yes.
what will happen?
Well, you know this is going to get faster, don't you, if I do that? Let's see, we had one wave before, we've got two now. If I do it very slowly,
Looks very, very good.
And we're going to do some work together this afternoon. We're going to make a mobile. Okay? And to make a mobile, we've got to talk about balancing. Our mobile has to be made very carefully, and it's got to balance the stars and shapes we're going to hang off it. Well, well done. Makes our mobile balance well. That's it. Right, let me make it stronger by putting one on top of the other. No, don't guess. It's got to be accurate. Cut out the shape roughly. Just watch what I'm doing. Wonderful. That's good, Mark. That was hard. Any shapes on yet, have we? So we might change where that string's tied. Well done. You're good at holding. Made a badge in the hole. Stars like we are to balance. You can shells and make a straight now and stars in babies' rooms. Just hold it a minute, darling.
I'm gonna make this.
I've got to try. Okay, that's right. Just gently move. Now this had a long one and a short. This one's just. It should balance. Right, can you all look at it?
Right, I come from a kite shop in Chelmsford, Wham Kites. We're here today to make kites. Who's never made a kite before? You've never ever made a kite before. Who's never flown a kite before? Never flown a kite. There aren't that many people that haven't flown a kite before. There's always one or two. Who got a kite for Christmas? Anybody? Oh, you all got kites for Christmas? Well, that's very, very good. That's encouraging. Did they fly? Yes. Did they fly? They did fly. Good, okay. Who's never been able to get a kite to fly? No, well, you've never flown a kite, have you? You've got the top and the bottom off, haven't you? Yeah? No problems with that. Now, this is very important. Otherwise, this will spring apart. If I do this, look what happens. All right? We don't want that to happen, do we? No, Jeff?
No, Jeff.
Get it from this side, just hold it by the tip and then just fold it around. Alright? So if you peel it... Sit down. I'll tell you what, can you, if you look around, if there's any... Oh, alright, that doesn't matter. Got a stick, can you just push it through that? Right, don't knot the string, don't tangle the string up, don't wrap it round somebody else's neck, don't tie it round your fingers, because you'll end up with a nasty little cut like I've got. That's actually very good. Yeah, that's close enough. Sit down. What you need to do is take the elastic band off and put the elastic band on the table. Then stand up and then just grab hold of your tail and go like that. Should unravel. Go on. Listen.
It's standing on the tail.
All those people that have done theirs, can you put your kite on, on the table and then put the tail on it? You'll divide up into pairs, get into pairs, and then I'll ask you to spread right across the length of the field. Not yet, just watch what I'm doing. What I want you to do is, one person puts their kite on the floor.
Alright, do any of you remember me from last year? Do you remember we did a drama day all about the village? Do you remember that? We did things about all around the pond. Well, we shall do some of those exercises again, but this time everything we do is all to do with space and astronauts. Alright, all to do with space and astronauts, rocks and craters and planets. My name is Amanda, in case you've forgotten, so hello everybody. Hello, Amanda. Alright, do you remember how we started the class last year? Do you remember what we did? We did a shakeout. We did a shakeout, and that's just shaking all sorts of bits and pieces of you just to warm you up and get your brains ready for drama. Do you know what drama is? Yeah, tell me what you think drama is. Yes. I'll just explain very briefly. Drama is just doing lots of different games and exercises. You know when you write things down, you're using your imaginations and you're using your hand just to write things down. All your stories, all those sorts of things. That's just when you're doing your writing of stories. When you do your artwork or your pictures, oh, big squeezy cuddle. But your body doesn't like it very much, so try and get rid of it. Oh, that shakes it off. And again, with the other arm over the top, big cuddle. Cuddle time. Oh, I don't like it, I don't like it. Up, please. All the Saturns standing up. Yeah, it was you. Well done, good. All the Saturns. I would like you to cross the circle as though you have got about 10 seconds to get into your spacesuit. You are very late for liftoff. The rocket is about to lift off into space and you're very, very late. And you've got 10 seconds to get into your suit and get into the spaceship. And your spaceship is across the circle, and your spaceship is across the circle, and yours is over there, all right? You've got to struggle into your suit and this huge heavy helmet, these great hefty boots you've got to put on. You've got to cross the circle. 3, 2, 1, go. 10 seconds, you've got to get into your spacesuit. That's it. Get into your spacesuit and cross the circle, cross over and find your spaceship as well. Off you go. That's it. Keep getting dressed, keep getting dressed. That's it. You've got your great head.
It's over! You don't get that bit. Follow all these footsteps. Look at the camera.
This way, this way. Come on, children. This way.
Oh, you press it in. You press this in. Right now, everybody, here we've got a new computer. We haven't had it in school before, have we? So we're very lucky to have it. It is the newest technology that has come out, and we're hoping that in a few years' time we might have some in school of our own, but at the moment they're very expensive and very new. Inside here we've got a compact disc, and at home we use our compact disc to play music, that's right. But today we've got our compact disc to give us information, rather like a book. And the information we've got today is all about animals. We can find out everything we need to know about an animal. So which animal should we find out about first of all? Something very exciting. Rachel? An elephant. So we have to come to the dictionary
And in a minute there'll be a list of animals and they have to click, with one click, on elephant, and it's right down here at the bottom. There we are. Now then, if we didn't know how to say the name of our animal, we can go one click on the name and it will tell us.
Elephant.
We were right, weren't we? What else would we like to know about our animal? How big it is. So, we go to the ruler, that's right. Now then, it says an elephant is 6 to 12 feet tall, so that is about 2 of me. The tallest elephant would be 2 of me standing on my shoulders again, probably taller than this room. So that's quite large, isn't it? An elephant can live to 70 years old. That's a long time. What else would we like to find out about an elephant? Louise?
How they grow their tusks.
I'm not sure if it will tell us that. If we perhaps look at the film, we might be able to see some baby elephants, and then we can see if they've got tusks. Let's have a look. Nothing. Does anybody know what the tusks are made of? Marissa? Ivory, that's right. What are these elephants doing?
They fight.
Do you think they're fighting or
Playing.
washing maybe in the water?
I think they're...
To carry all those in for the spaceman to take some notes.
Okay. Now, in looking at our spreadsheets this morning, I thought it might be interesting to carry on the theme of the school this week. Now, what's the theme in the school this week?
Technology.
Technology, that's right. And thinking about technology, I thought, well, fairly advanced technology, clever technology, is to do with space, that's right. So what we're going to look at on here, the different spreadsheets that we're going to be looking at, are to do with different aspects of space. And the very first one that we're going to look at is to do with a space station. Apparently, Nabbott School has sent a space station up into the sky, and there are 4 little children on it who are going to do all their work up on this space station. All right? Now, in order to feed these children on this space station, we need to know how many food packs.
What's your brother's name? Have you been up there? On Surprise Command Bridge? Have you been up there yet? You have? Are you going to go? Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Pluto. Yeah, well...
That makes 10.
Yeah, but the actual planet says, the real planet says it's 9.
Yeah.
Because they all go round the sun.
Like the sun. You won't get watermelon's milk. Well, do we read this? Well, no, because get this.
I think so too. How many miles is it?
What we're going to do this morning is we're going to talk a little bit about what the police divers do, why we go into the water, the sort of things that we look for, and we're going to show you some of the equipment that we use to help us do that. Now, who wants to get dressed in some of the equipment that we've got? How about this fella here? What's your name? Right, Christopher, come out here. You want to wear that? It's as big as you.
How
into the water, how are we going to stay warm?
With a coat on.
Is the water warm or cold?
Cold.
But what about the swimming pool? Is that warm or cold?
Cold.
Warm, yeah, that's warm. Rivers and lakes, that's very, very cold. So how are we going to stay warm underwater? Have a coat on, all zipped up?
Long coat.
Right. Wear some nice warm clothes. And the warm clothes that we wear has got a zip in it. So, the first thing we're going to do is we'll take all our clothes off, put our swimming trunks on, and then climb into this. This is called our woolly bear. So it makes you look like a teddy bear. Now this is very warm, keeps you nice and warm. If you were to wear this and jump into the water, wouldn't you get wet?
Yeah, no.
Well, let's imagine. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Right, so what parts of Christopher are still going to get wet if he was to get into the water? He's wearing his suit, he's wearing his flippers, he's wearing his harness. His head. That's right, his head's going to get wet, isn't it? Cold hands, that's right, the water's cold. We've already mentioned that, haven't we? We're wearing a thick suit, our woolly bear, we're wearing a dry suit. So we're nice and warm, but our hands are going to get cold. In these rivers and ponds and lakes, what sort of things are on the bottom? Rusty cans, sharp nails, bits of broken glass. Now if you were to touch those things without wearing gloves, what would happen to your hands? You'd get all sorts of cuts all over your hands, wouldn't you? So we'll wear our special gloves that keep our hands warm and they protect our hands from all the sharp objects. Ready? Big push. All the way up. Push.
My name's Jackie Fairweather. I'm an education advisor with Eastern Electricity, and I've been invited into the school today to talk to you during your technology week all about electricity, because electricity, there's lots and lots of changes gone on in electricity. Now, it was Michael Faraday about 160 years ago that was responsible for discovering electricity, and we can ask you now, how many people could survive a week without electricity? No, that's no television, no heating, no lighting, no cooking, no computers, no videos, no television. Be awful, wouldn't it? But we reckon a day, most of us could survive a day? Yes, I think so, yeah. We have to sometimes, don't we, when the lights go out and we have power cuts because of the wind and the rain and the heavy snow sometimes affect our overhead supplies, and we do get into trouble and have some power cuts sometimes. Let's just go around the room and see all the ways we can think of we're using electricity in our homes, okay? Just see if you can think of some ideas. What would you use electricity for in your house? Anything at all? Lights, yeah, good, lighting. Nothing at all, you can't think. What about when it's cold? What do you put on in your house when it's cold? You got any heating?
I've got a fire.
Yeah, you might have an electric fire, you might have a little fan heater. What can you think of? What about when your clothes are dirty? How do your clothes get clean?
Washing machine.
Washing machine, okay.
I have dinner.
Yeah, what are you going to use then? The cooker? That uses electricity, yeah? Computers, you were going to say that, were you? Yeah.
TV.
Television, yeah? Can you think of anything? No?
Videos.
Videos? Toaster?
Iron.
Iron?
Filter.
Sorry?
Filter.
Filter for what?
A fish tank.
Oh, for your fish tank, yeah, okay, the pump, good, excellent.
Lawnmower.
Lawnmower, yeah, outside in the garden.
Light and food and water.
Right, okay, so your cooker, your heating and your lights, yeah?
Hoover.
Yeah, vacuum cleaners, well done.
Camcorder.
Camcorders, yeah, lots and lots of things like that. We could go round and round and round. All those things use electricity. But that's just in your home. Okay, think about all the other ways we can use electricity. In offices, in schools, in factories, all those ways. We'll come back to those in a moment as I go around the posters, okay, the different ways. These appliances I've brought in here are some of the latest up-to-date modern technology that you'd use in your kitchen. Now, as a toaster, I'm sure you're all familiar with a toaster. The plug on the end, it's only the plug that goes into the socket, not these, okay, because of the dangers of giving yourself a nasty electric shock. So only the pins of the plug that go in the sockets. Then the next one along, who can tell me what that is, or what you cook in there? Chips. Yeah, chips. It's a deep fat fryer, okay, matches nicely to the toaster and the others. Then we have the kettle. Okay, this kettle is thinking about saving energy because it's got a scale up the side, so if you only want to make 2 cups of tea or coffee, there's just put enough water in there for 2 cups, so you're saving water, and the less water you put in, then the less electricity you need to boil up that water. Okay, and then at the end there, we've got a slow cooker that you can cook your casseroles and stews in, and it uses very, very small amounts of electricity, very efficient.
I hope you've enjoyed your look around our technology week with the wonderful space and all the other things the children have been doing this week. One of the things about technology is that children have that lovely opportunity to find out about things and to make sense of all the wonderful world around them. Have you enjoyed your technology week?
Yay!